At 5:29 in the morning, July 16th, 1945, in the silent desert of New Mexico, a small group of scientists watched the horizon in complete darkness. They had built something never seen before in human history, a weapon powered by the energy of the atom itself. Some believed it would end the war, others feared it might destroy the world, and in just a few seconds, they would find out. A blinding flash erupted across the desert, the sky turned white, the ground shook, and humanity officially entered the nuclear age. This was the moment of the Trinity Test, the first atomic explosion ever created by human hands. But the story behind that moment is even more astonishing. Decades earlier, scientists began to understand something extraordinary. Matter was not solid. Inside every atom existed enormous energy. In 1938, two German scientists discovered something shocking: nuclear fission. When a uranium atom is split, it releases energy and neutrons. Those neutrons can split other atoms, creating a chain reaction. In theory, this meant something terrifying. If enough uranium atoms were triggered at once, the energy released could create an explosion unlike anything the world had ever seen. At first, the discovery was purely scientific, but the world in the late 1930s was heading toward war, and scientists feared something dangerous. What if Nazi Germany built an atomic bomb first? In 1939, a letter reached the desk of the President of the United States. The letter warned that Nazi scientists might be trying to build a nuclear weapon. The warning helped trigger one of the largest scientific projects ever created, the Manhattan Project. It involved over 130,000 people, secret cities, billions of dollars, and some of the greatest scientific minds in history. The scientific leader of the project was the physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer. Their mission was simple in theory: build the first atomic bomb before Nazi Germany. But in practice, they were trying to harness the energy of the atom itself. Creating an atomic bomb was not easy. The scientists had to solve several massive problems. First, they needed a rare material, uranium-235. Only a tiny fraction of natural uranium contains this isotope. Separating it required enormous industrial facilities. Other scientists focused on a different material, plutonium, produced inside nuclear reactors. Both materials could theoretically create a nuclear explosion, but triggering the chain reaction required extraordinary precision. The scientists developed two designs. One used uranium, the other used plutonium compressed by explosives. The plutonium device became known as the gadget, and it would be the device tested in the desert. The test site was located in a remote desert in New Mexico, a place called Jornada del Muerto. Ironically, the name means the journey of the dead. On July 16, 1945, the scientists gathered miles away from the device. The bomb was mounted on top of a 30-meter steel tower. When the countdown began, many scientists felt something unexpected: fear. No one had ever detonated a nuclear weapon before. Some calculations suggested the explosion might ignite the atmosphere. Others believed it could destroy the entire region, but the test continued. At 5:29 a.m., the bomb detonated. The explosion released energy equal to about 20,000 tons of TNT. A fireball hotter than the surface of the sun expanded into the sky. The shockwave shattered windows over 150 kilometers away. A massive mushroom cloud rose over 12 kilometers high. Observers miles away felt the heat on their skin. Some scientists laughed in relief. Others stood in stunned silence. Later, Oppenheimer remembered a line from ancient Sanskrit: "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Humanity had unlocked a power that had previously only existed inside stars. Just weeks later, atomic weapons were used in war. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. 3 days later, another bomb struck Nagasaki. The explosions killed tens of thousands instantly, and many more would die later from radiation exposure. The world had witnessed something unprecedented, a weapon capable of destroying entire cities in seconds. The nuclear age had begun. The Trinity Test changed history forever. In the decades that followed, nuclear weapons became more powerful. The largest bomb ever detonated was the Tsar Bomba test by the Soviet Union. Its power was more than 3,000 times greater than the bomb used at Hiroshima. Yet the original Trinity explosion remains one of the most important moments in modern history, because it proved something humanity had never demonstrated before. We had learned how to release the energy of the atom. Nuclear technology created weapons of unimaginable destruction, but it also led to peaceful technologies. Nuclear power plants now generate electricity for millions of people. Nuclear medicine helps treat diseases, and scientists continue to study atomic energy for future technologies. The same discovery that created the atomic bomb also transformed science and engineering. On that quiet morning in the New Mexico desert, the world changed, not with a speech, not with a treaty, but with a flash of light brighter than the sun. The Trinity Test proved that humanity had entered a new era, an era where the power of the atom could reshape civilization itself. And even today, nearly 80 years later, we are still living in the shadow of that first nuclear explosion.